We have only a few dragons, but lots of potential dragon riders. Some people are going to be left empty-handed, but who's that going to be in the penultimate episode of Season 2, House of the Dragon? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. Time for the review. This one is called The Red Sowing, and basically, the major part of this episode, the major focus is Rhaenyra trying to get the dragon's riders. So she realizes to win this war, she's got some spare dragons. It's almost like having some spare cars parked in your garage. She needs to get riders for these dragons. And she manages to invite, basically, a bunch of bastards. Now, this might be, people would look down at this, frown upon this, but when you think about it, her sons are bastards, so it doesn't really make a difference to Rhaenyra. So we see a bunch of people come in to Dragonstone. People, a lot of them we'd never met before, but some of them have had small parts. One guy was just basically introduced this episode, I guess, just so he could claim a dragon. So that was the main focus of the episode. In terms of what was happening in King's Landing, not a lot. Aemond, very quiet this episode. Aegon, still recovering, did a little bit of exercising, but not saying much. Otto Hightower, still nowhere to be seen. I don't even care about Alicent. Don't even know what she was doing. Probably just moaning and complaining.
She had a cut on her wrists, and I believe she tried to kill herself, and the Grand Maester was like, no one will see.
Yeah, so we had that.
Sadly, we had to see them.
We've got Daemon, who's still in Harrenhal, and you know what? I would say that Daemon is one of the more interesting characters, but they've done him no favours in Season 2. His Season 2 arc has been atrocious.
I can't believe it's going to last the entire season. There's no point bringing him back for one episode, is there?
See, Daemon, they could have wrote him out of Season 2 and it would have made no difference to me.
Yeah. To me, it would have actually added to the mistake of, where is he? Because we know where he is. So a bunch of jobbers down at Harrenhal.
Yeah, so I don't know. For me, it's madness, absolute madness. But Rhaenyra begins with confronting Adam, and he pledges his loyalty to her. Now, this guy isn't a Targaryen, or at least he doesn't believe he is. He doesn't tell us who his father is, but we believe that his father is Corlys, I believe.
Yeah, his father is Corlys.
We believe. Do you believe?
Yeah. Pretty much Corlys says later on to this guy's brother, I didn't know much about your mother's background, but turns out she is a Targaryen.
Yeah, she is a Targaryen, so there you go.
This guy says, I'm Adam from Hull. Sounds like a old, fat, white guy who plays darts in Hull. Doesn't really sound like a dragon rider, does he?
Yes, now, Alicent has been removed from the small council, so she seeks refuge in the Kingswood to avoid court. But she's not a part of the small council, so she doesn't need to avoid it, I guess. This is an ego thing. It's like, I don't want to be there while they're in council. So, yeah, we have that. Larys is pushing Orwell to accelerate Aegon's recovery. At this point, we're lucky that Aegon's alive. I think you should be allowing him to recover as slowly as possible. It's almost like Larys is enjoying this because now he doesn't view himself as like the only cripple.
This guy's weird.
But yeah, Aegon's been through quite a lot, so just let the guy fucking recover in peace. Rhaena leaves to find the wild dragon. I forget who Rhaena is. I think that's Daemon's daughter that he doesn't care for.
Yep.
Mysaria tells Rhaenyra to search for the Targaryen dragon seeds, which is the illegitimate children of Valyrian blood. So they're going to search King's Landing for these illegitimate children and bring them in as potential dragon riders. So, doesn't really give a fuck whether they're her, brother, sister, cousin, or whatever. She just wants to find dragon riders. And Rhaenyra, also after returning to Dragonstone, didn't go to court. Looks like she doesn't need help or counselling. She's just going to listen to what Mysaria tells her. So maybe this is some more, female empowerment where Rhaenyra's like, I don't need to sit at a table with a bunch of men when I can just, listen to my lesbian lover. I don't know if that's the direction.
Common ho means more than the men. Yeah, the men were belittling her here. You can't just bring all these randomers, these common folk in to try out the dragons because, you know what, it's supposed to be like a high esteed thing. And it's no happening. Even her son, Jace, he wasn't fucking buying it, wasn't he not?
No, He wasn't, and he didn't like it. We then get Oscar Tully, who's extremely young. He offers Daemon his allegiance, but denounces his behaviour. And he tells Daemon that he has to basically make up for what he's done, and that he has to execute William Blackwood, who joins sides with Daemon. And then Daemon does it. So, yeah, Blackwood gets killed for slaughtering the Brackens, but I mean, do we give a fuck about the Blackwoods or the Brackens? Someone in our comment section says, how can you not know about the Blackwood and the Brackens? It was explained in the beginning of last week's episode. It was explained for like a 2-minute intro. You can't just shove a bunch of characters we've never met before in the intro and expect us to care.
Oh, it's went on for decades and, millenniums or whatever they say. Who cares? What the fuck? You mean more than that?
See, the Blackwoods could die, the Brackens could die. I think they've all died. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't change anything.
Actually doesn't get me.
They're not established.
Right? Daemon is here in Harrenhal trying to recruit these people, and it's like I don't get I don't get a show of strength. I don't get it's like fucking 20 people all in. And Daemon's wasted an entire season here. It's not like we've been told numbers. It's not like
one dragon would just... A dragon could fucking burp and it would just destroy these 20 people.
But it's not like Daemon has been... Oh, I need to get these guys because that gets us 15,000 men and 4 dragons or some pish. There's been no number explained. It's fucking just... And then what does he do? He gets belittled by like a 5-year-old, cuts the guy's head off, runs in, and he starts imagining crepit Viserys on the edge of his bed. Oh, the crown weighs heavy, governor.
Yeah.
Right,
so
you're done, mate.
we get... Alright, so then we get all the illegitimate children. They come to Dragonstone. They leave King's Landing. They've got a chance to ride. We have Hugh. Is it Hugh? Yeah, so Hugh is the one with like the mixed race wife. I want to say she looks Indian, but she might not be. Either way, he says that he needs to provide for his family, and he can only do that by taking this chance, even though it could literally kill everyone. So they all get led into the dungeon where the dragons are.
The house.
I guess one of the not dragon tamers, but one of the guys that I guess can summon the dragons says he's not willing to do this because Rhaenyra already got the last guy previously killed, and now she's bringing in a bunch of commoners, a bunch of bastards, and he's not going to do that, so he leaves. Rhaenyra then summons Fermafor, and she says to them, look, this is Fermafor, you have to claim him. Then she leaves to watch safely from afar, knowing that this could likely go tits up, and it does. The first guy tries to claim it, he gets set on fire. Pretty much everyone gets set on fire here. They try and run down below the dungeon. Fermafor is just running around, blowing people up, setting them alight, chewing on them like little fucking peanuts. And Rhaenyra watches on, and I mean, it doesn't even look like she feels bad or guilty. I think she's just more upset that her plan didn't work. But like, it's kind of crazy because how many of these people are? This is technically her family, isn't it? I mean, these are people with these are Targaryen bastards, and she's just sentenced them to their death. I get it. It might not mean much to them because they're not real Targaryens or whatever, not full-blooded Targaryens, but I don't know. How can people say Rhaenyra? She'll send food.
Well, she's a queen of the people, and she'll send them to their death.
Yeah, she'll send food to look good, but then she'll, send a bunch of Targaryens to die. So then Fermafor is chasing. I think there's only 2 left. Hugh and some woman. The woman's about to get killed by Fermafor. Hugh saves her. Fermafor turns his attention to Hugh, and then Fermafor just relaxes, and Hugh manages to touch him. And I think once you touch the dragon, that's you. It's yours. So that's it. We've got a new dragon rider, and his name is Hugh. And then we see Ulf. He was running away. He actually, he ran so far, but he ran into like a separate dungeon or whatever. He stepped on a dragon's egg, and the egg kind of like, I don't know if it was dragon's egg or dragon shit or whatever, but he got like...
It's like a show dragon shit, doesn't it?
He got all like this goo all over him, and then we seen the dragon stand out, and I believe it was Silverwing. Bit of a weird name. But Silverwing came out, and you were just convinced this guy was dead. Especially considering he wasn't really showing... Like, anytime we've seen someone claim a dragon, they were showing, like, some sort of confidence, weren't they? And, like, I want to say like maturity and
Aura, almost.
superiority, and it just looked like they had control of the situation. But with Ulf, he was just backtracking. He was on his arse. He was backpedaling. I thought he was going to die, but it turns out he claimed the dragon. Then we see him flying the dragon over King's Landing, and Aemon's like, right, well, I'm not having this. Aemon jumps on his dragon, Fagor, to go in pursuit, but as he chases him back to Dragonstone, Aemon quickly retreats once he sees Rhaenyra standing with Cyrix, Thermophor, and Silverwing. So Aemon realised he was 3-on-1 outnumbered, and he decided to call it a day. And he must have good fucking eyesight because he's seen this from pretty far away. So yeah, Aemon, eyesight, must eat carrots.
He must eat carrots. Do we eat shit? Because this episode didn't do much for me, man. I mean, again, another episode. It's like an hour and 12 minutes long, and nothing happens, man. I mean, does it set up the finale? Yes, but I actually can't believe we're at the finale already. And what's going to happen next week? Is it just going to be a battle of the dragons? Who's going to die?
That was probably the best part, the claiming of the dragons.
Yeah, it was, but again, it was like a 30-minute scene. It just felt so dragged. Is it cool visuals when people are getting burned and like chomped on? Yeah, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like no one here is worth a fucking damn. Anyone that was worth a damn actually ended up claiming a dragon. It is what it is. I think it was better than last episode, but I'm not going to pretend it was anything fucking brilliant. I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
Oh god, I'll give it a 6. I thought it was one of the better episodes this season. Is it the best episode outside of episode 4? Probably is, in my opinion. I'll give it a 6. You're going to a 5, 5.5. Alright, I don't think... I said coming into this episode, it wouldn't really matter what happened. I don't believe that Season 2 can beat Season 1. And obviously now that is true. Because I didn't believe with 2 10 out of 10 episodes it would be better than Season 1. And it's not got that here. But you feel like it does need a really good finale to save it. And what I think is going to happen is we're going to be left on a shitty cliffhanger. And then you're waiting until 2026 to get Season 3. So... yeah, disappointing. If they're only going to give you 8 episodes, and if the majority of the episodes are going to be filler, then I think you at least need to go and have a really good finale. Go out with a bang. Especially on a 2-year wait. You can't have a cliffhanger on a 2-year wait, I don't think.
No, you can't. I think people underestimate how long fucking 2 years is. I mean, look at The Walking Dead in its prime. It was firing it as half a season, then half a season.
I tell you what, no, it is sad though. By the time Season 3 comes out, we will probably need to rewatch Season 1 and Season 2. And I don't want to, because I don't think they were good enough to rewatch. But because we just watched Season 1 about, a week before this came out. So it kind of worked out for us. But I'll be honest, right? I would struggle to name 10 characters in this show. I might know people by their face and stuff like that, right? But I would struggle if you put you put the entire Season 2 cast in front of me. I would struggle, I think, to name 10 characters. How am I supposed to remember these people and follow what was happening 2 years down the line? And people will say, "Well, your memory sucks." It's not that my memory sucks. I think this show's done an awful job of making people stand out and making people important.
I agree, and I just don't think you should have to wait 2 years for it. It's the same with The Last of Us. I think it's almost become the new norm. Waiting like 2 years in between seasons.
Is it an TV show? Is it an HBO thing?
I mean, The Sopranos didn't do it. It did it. Right? I mean, the first 4 seasons of The Sopranos came out back to back. Then there was a bit of a wait.
Was it COVID? Did people get comfortable just dragging things out a little bit longer?
I mean, maybe. But when you look at the peak of TV, right, and you look around like the late 2000s to the mid 2010s, most shows were out. Each season was every year.
I think they need to follow that. I mean. Look at The Walking Dead, for example, 11 seasons. Could you imagine if they waited 2 years between every season? That's 22 years of your life.
Yeah.
You need to wait from start to finish.
It's an insane amount of time.
It's incredible. Cause I think a year wait's long enough.
No, it is. Yeah. And we're not talking like the start of 2026, like January. We're probably looking at the same time.
Yeah, plus this is only an 8-episode season. I mean, if you're going to wait 2 years, like that's all. I mean, it's almost acceptable if you're doing really long seasons. But this isn't. This is it's an 8 episode, and I don't know how long. I don't know how many episodes Season 3 will be. But But we are confirmed it's going to be 4 seasons. It will not be longer than 4. We're getting 4 on the button. So yeah, 2 more seasons to come after next week's episode, and we'll see what happens. But this one's getting a 5.5 out of 10. We'll catch you in the next one. Let us know your thoughts down below. Let us know your rating down below. And yeah, any predictions for the finale? Honestly, man, there's not even a lot happening. I can't even get excited.
I guess we can make a separate... once we watch the promo, we can make more predictions.
Yeah, but my opinion, there's not much to predict.
Yeah.
There's not all these different stories going. It's one thing happening.
Like, the way Daemon retreated... is it Daemon? No. Aemond. The way Aemon's retreated, it kind of tells me that they're not even going to fight next week. Like, why would he retreat to land, to launch an attack? It was almost like, oh, fuck, they have 3 dragons. But you're right, I think it's going to end on a shitty cliffhanger. I think they're all going to rally the troops. I think Daemon's going to return to Dragonstone. And then it's going to end with, like, an attack about to be launched, and it's like 2-year wait. Boom. Lovely.
It's just like a Game of Thrones, and you had all the different houses, and you had all the different stuff going on, all the different allegiances. In this one, it's just like the one big Targaryen fucking family feud, isn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing else happening. Oh, but the Blackwoods and the Tullys and the Brackens. Ah, well, know your role.
And then they did show you. I mean, we're getting the Baratheons, and what have they done though? The Baratheons don't feel important. We're not getting King Robert here. We're getting. They might be Baratheons by name, but that's it.
It's the same with the Starks. It's like
the Starks, fucking
all 3 of them. Like it's simply just a nostalgia thing.
Yeah, we're just getting introduced to a house with the same name, but we're not getting the same level of characters. We're not getting a Ned Stark. We're not getting a Robert Baratheon. You know, we're not getting a Cersei Lannister. We're getting none of that shit. No, they are. They're background characters. They are background characters with fucking names that are important, names that mean something. But these characters don't mean shit.
No, they don't mean shit to me. But yeah, 5.5 out of 10. 1 episode to go. Let's see how good it'll be.